Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to come do a full fresh face of glowy summer makeup that lasts all day long. I wear this to work pretty much every day, and usually I'm there 8+ hours, sometimes up to 10, 12, and even 15 hours if I'm working doubles. And I've definitely found this combination will last me my entire shift. So I just kind of wanted to come on, show you all what I've been using, and say thank you so much for being patient with me as I finish up my graduate degree. I'm really excited to get back into creating content for you all, and again, thank you so much. I do want to apologize throughout the video. You'll probably hear my cat, his little bell. He is in, we call this Bill's room. I'm sorry for that. It's going to be very hard to edit all of that out. So to get started, I already washed my face with my Lush Cold Face wash. I would have shown you, but it's getting a little small, so it's kind of tricky to use the bar of soap kind of over my whole face. Next, I'll be using the Lush Breath of Fresh Air toner. I really love this toner. It's really calming, especially with my period skin right now. I need kind of all the soothing I can get, so. And I love the smell of this with, I'm not even sure what's in it, the aloe and everything that's in here. It's so wonderful. So we'll just let that sink in. While the toner is still just a tiny bit wet is when I like to go in with my moisturizer. And I have discovered everything I ever need to know about moisturizer. I've been using the Tatcha water cream. And I know this is a super spendy product. This is actually one of the little like sample sizes. I found the water cream as well as the cleanser in kind of the, I guess the minis aisle at Sephora, you know, when you're walking to the register. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted to try that, so I grabbed it. It was a really affordable price that I got the two of them. And this moisturizer has completely changed my skin game. I have never felt this way about a product where I'm like, oh my gosh, I am changed. But this product really, I have pretty oily combo, but more so on the oily side skin, especially in the summer. And I've always felt like I can't wear moisturizer because it's so thick, so heavy, and it just really never helped my skin. So honestly, sometimes I would go without it, which is so bad, until I tried this, and I can't even believe how amazing it makes my skin feel. It makes my skin look, and a little bit goes a long way. So I just use honestly about this amount for my whole entire face. Just kind of rub it in. Make sure you get down on your neck a little bit as well. I definitely like to make sure I get it around the areas where my makeup usually kind of breaks up. So my chin, and then right here on my nose is where my makeup usually will start to get, it doesn't look cakey because I don't wear foundation, but it just looks gross at the end of the night. So that's where I try to make sure I get, sometimes I'll go in with just a tiny bit extra, just right in those areas, to make sure that it is extra moisturized and will last me all night long. Now that I am moisturized, my skin's kind of all primed and prepped, I'll keep it pretty simple. Another new product that I've really been liking is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. Again, this is just a mini size. I really like trying out minis first because I'm not willing to shell out for a full-size product if then I'm going to dislike it. And especially at Sephora, I don't have one close to me. The closest one's about 45 minutes. So I don't get there super often. So when I do go, I like to buy those mini sizes so that if I end up not really liking a product, I can, you know, kind of use up what I have. But I did really like this blur stick. And so the woman at Sephora recommended that I kind of warm it up on my finger instead of going just straight in. And I did try going straight in once, and I do find that it works a little bit better when you warm it up on your finger. You can't really see it on my hand, but get a little bit in your hand. And again, I put it in those areas where my makeup breaks up, and then definitely where my pores are a little bit larger. So that's kind of beside my nose, under my under eyes. I do a little bit on my chin, and then I also do a little bit on my forehead. And while this product feels very silicone-y, it's a blur stick, so it's kind of like those blurring primers that are really silicone-y based and really slicky on your face. This doesn't have that same slicky feel, so things kind of don't slide around. It just really does help to kind of blur any texture and stuff that's on your face. And I find that the makeup that I wear still sits really well on top of it and will last me all day long. So next I will go in with my concealer. I'm going to be doing kind of a lot of concealing today because, like I said, I'm having some period skin. But normally I just kind of go in and cover up my spots. This is a brand new ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I just made an order from them. I use the shade 08 Fair. I probably could go a tiny bit darker. I've been out in the sun just a little bit, but I still really like this shade. I think it still melts into my skin really nicely, and the no filter concealers do oxidize a tiny bit, so it will kind of deepen to what shade my skin is. Sometimes I have a few tricky ones that I have to go back in a second time. So if some of my blemishes are still showing through, I'm not super worried about it. I still kind of want this to be like a really fresh looking face of skin, and I want you to be able to see my skin through it. So when there's a little bit of a blemish that's kind of peeking through, I don't mind super much. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. If you've watched any of my other videos from 100 years ago when I actually was creating content, you'll know I always use the NYX Microbrow. I'm going in with Taupe. I kind of like it when my hair is super fading, not to go super dark brown, so I use the shade Taupe. Are they even? Never. But I don't really care. Next, just to hold them in place a little bit, I like to go in with my ColourPop Brow Boss, the clear brow gel. I really love this just to kind of help set them and make them look a little bit more fluffy. I like them kind of more big and fluffy and wild, especially in the front. I like the hairs to stick up a little bit. Next, my favorite part, we go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer to kind of give my face some color, pretend like I have a tan. Lately, I've been using this ColourPop F13, the face fan brush. This is really nice for getting in the contours of your face, but it's also still nice and fluffy that it creates kind of a diffused, natural, summer glowing look. But like I said, the shape of this brush being so tapered does let you get in your cheeks really nicely. But then I just blend it out, and I honestly go all over my cheeks, because if you were tan, it would be your whole face, so. So next I go in with blush, and I think I've discovered the best blush ever. This is from Flower Beauty, which is Drew Barrymore's makeup line. This blush is called Warm Hibiscus, and I absolutely love this blush formula. It's not so pigmented that if you dip in, it's not so pigmented that if you dip in, you're gonna be like, oh, I put on too much blush, and it's really nice and buildable. Another thing I love about this blush is it has this really gorgeous sheen to it. You probably cannot see it in the pan, but it has just the perfect amount of pearl in it that gives you that super glowy, flushed, perfect for summer look, but it's not like you're wearing a highlighter on your cheeks. Guess I'll drop that. I just go in with my big Real Techniques blush brush. And I probably go a little crazy. I take it pretty much all over the center of my face. I go kind of all the way up into my hairline a little bit. And I personally like to take blush on my nose. I've always done that, being more fairer skin, that it kind of gives you that fading sunburn look, especially in a peachy shade like this. And I think it helps bring out my freckles and kind of summer skin for someone with fair skin like me. And so you can kind of see there's a small sheen on my face. Part of that is also the Tatcha water cream. So I'm going to do mascara next. And my new favorite mascara is the Kush mascara from Milk Makeup. There's just something about this mascara. It's amazing. The wand on it is so great. The formula is so wonderful. It doesn't flake, doesn't transfer. It thickens and lengthens and does magic to your lashes. So I know, again, this can be a little bit pricey, but it's 100% worth it. And thinking about how long mascaras typically last you, this is so worth it, especially for people who don't like to wear lashes. Like, can you just look at the difference right now and see how amazing this mascara is? I love it. For me, going to work for 8+ hours, sometimes 12, 15 more, I don't put mascara on my bottom lashes, especially in the summer. I work at a bar. It gets really hot. There's a lot of people there. Sometimes I'm working on the beer garden outside. Again, I'm just like sweating, and I don't feel like I need it. I'm just trying to kind of cover up and go to work, look like really natural, fresh faced, and like someone serving you drinks is on top of their life, even though I'm not. So of course you can put this on your bottom lashes, and I honestly dip in once and do both my eyes, but you can continue to build it up as much as you want. This mascara does layer very well, but I personally just like kind of a light coat just to make them look really full and big and kind of my eyes open and awake. So of course, lastly, for highlighter, we want kind of just a glowing look. So I switch between 3 ColourPop shades of the Super Shock Shadow. I have them all here. Flexitarian, I have to be careful with, because if you use this, you know this is the most blinding highlight on the face of this universe. Like, you can't tell me any different. And so sometimes when I'm going for a more natural look, if I'll pop on Flexitarian, it's honestly too much. So I did wear this yesterday, and I dipped in so ever slightly and did like beep, beep on my cheeks, and it ended up looking really nice. But Flexitarian does also have a little bit more glitter than I like for my more natural days. So while I love this highlighter and it is the most beautiful, sometimes it can be a little bit too much. So I switch between these two. As you can tell, they are loved in my household. These were some of the first Super Shock cheeks that I bought from ColourPop, and I really need to buy replacements of them because they're falling apart and they're sad, but I love them so much and I won't let any of it go to waste. So the more pinky one here is Smoke and Whistles. And so this one is kind of a pinky silvery, but it's still like a little bit warm toned, which I like with kind of my peachy blush and the whole vibe that I got going for summer. Or Lunch Money, which is probably my absolute favorite. It's a really nice light, like white gold highlight, and it gives you just this like glow from within. Like kind of how this blush is just a little sheeny and it looks very natural. This is a very natural, glowy looking highlight, but obviously you're glowing because you're wearing highlight and it's beautiful. So I think I'm gonna go with Lunch Money today. My favorite way to apply them is to use my beauty sponge again. So again, it's so broken and cracked, so I have to be careful when I dip in here. I pick some up, you can see it on my sponge, and then bounce it into my skin the same way that you would foundation, concealer, kind of whatever other cream products. And I'm telling you, this color just gives you the most beautiful. I woke up this way. My skin is this healthy and glowy. And then if you ever get too much, that's when I just use kind of the other side of my beauty blender just to kind of tap it in. Just so you don't look, you know, too crazy. But do however much highlight you love, because nobody can tell you you're wrong. And if they do, they can fuck off. And then for my last step to just kind of set everything in, I'll go in with a setting spray. I've really been liking the Pixi setting spray. When I found this, it is a setting spray and it has rosewater and green tea, which are two of my favorite ingredients. I just think this is a lot more gentle on your skin. And again, it is a setting spray, so it'll kind of help to hold everything and kind of set it in place. So these ones you do still need to give a shake. I'm almost out. I really need to repurchase. And here is my finished look. This is what I wear pretty much every day to work. And like I said, I work 8+ hour days, sometimes doubles where I'm working 15 hours. And this makeup lasts me all day. I found kind of my little tips and tricks that make it last throughout the whole day for me. Definitely one of my game changer products is the Tatcha water cream. If you can go to Sephora and get a sample of it, I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. This is my new everything holy grail product. I don't believe I will ever be able to go without this again. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Let me know what you think of my kind of glowy, sweat-proof, foolproof summer makeup. Let me know if you love any of these products or if you think there's anything that I should try out that I'm not already using. Thanks everyone so much for watching and coming back to my channel, sticking around with me for the long haul. I know I've been really busy, but I'm really excited to get back and excited to play with some new products. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My wispies are so wispy today. Bill. Okay, boy, get up there. He is so insane. I work really long hours, and this combination I have found will last through my entire shift. Seriously? That was finally a good one. Hold, please.